We did it! We finished Idiomatic Rust in simple steps, so what next? Well, my name is Daniel. Wait, this is no longer Iris. And what's with this weird camera angle? New set. Editor Daniel is going to hate magic masking that, but here we go. Other learning resources. So first, if you'd like to dive into other learning resources, there's a lot of really amazing stuff out there. I'll put links to everything I mentioned in the description of this video. The official book, The Rust Programming Language, is available in both Living Digital and Dead Tree versions. If you got all the way through Iris and didn't look at the official book yet, how and why? It's amazing. The official book goes into far more detail than Iris and makes fewer pains to avoid non-idiomatic examples or traits, so you can argue it gets to the point more directly. Particularly if you've gone through Iris already, the official book will be a cinch to get through and give you a much broader view of the language. For the more hands-on, I can't recommend Rustlings enough. It's a collection of short exercises that don't just tell you how Rust works, but get you to write it. You run it locally, and you can only pass a section when your code works. It mirrors the official book pretty closely, so working through both at the same time can really support your learning. Similarly, Tour of Rust is another guide which embeds Rust playground examples so that you can play with the things you've just learned about. If you're more into visual learning, there are some great YouTube channels out there, including this one, obviously. Here are some of my favourites. No Boilerplate offers what Tris, the creator, describes as fast technical videos. His videos cover everything from high-level concepts such as why Rust's design makes certain choices and how they make you be a better developer, down to how to use specific language features. Tris's video on async isn't real and can't hurt you is why I added a reminder that you don't have to use async Rust in our async video. Let's Get Rusty has a lower level focus than No Boilerplate. Bogdan, who runs the channel, goes into more detail on common idioms and specific traits you might need to learn for specific tasks. Chris Biscardi makes great guides on all things Bevy, showcasing new Bevy games, tools, and framework features. Even if game dev isn't your thing, Chris routinely runs through Advent of Code problems, solving them with Rust, which is a great place to see smart algorithms written succinctly in idiomatic code. Chris is where I learned about nom and how to do better parsing, discussion of which might have helped me land my latest job. If you know of any other good guides or resources, drop a comment below. Start building. The best way to learn Rust is to just start building. Rust is one of the few languages that work in just about any field, so what do you want to build? To give you some food for thought, you can build command line apps, cross-platform GUI apps, full-stack web apps, embedded microcontroller apps, machine learning tools, networking tools, video games, and even libraries that can be consumed by other programs and programming languages. The list is essentially endless. Here's some examples of programs I built early on. A CSV to JSON converter using Serde. Serde? Serd. Serde of no agreed pronunciation is short for serialize, deserialize. It's the go-to tool for converting string data formatted in a variety of file formats into data in your application such as structs and back again. It's also what lets me store data in my job tracking app as JSON files. Another tool I built, this time for work, was a web API for reading specific details from a WordPress database using Actix Web and Diesel. It was 4 times faster and 5 times more memory efficient than a similar tool we'd built in TypeScript. Actix Web is an incredibly fast web server framework that's surprisingly easy to work with. Diesel is a database ORM that not only lets you read and write to databases, but can also manage things like table structure and migrations. Something more fun was a 250,000 cell game of life in WebAssembly that ran at 60 frames per second. WebAssembly isn't a framework or library like other tools I'm listing here, it's a compile target. You can compile Rust into WebAssembly. I would even go so far as to argue that thanks to how Rust works as a language, and especially the supporting tooling, Rust should be everyone's first choice when writing high compute performance code for front-end web. But to clarify, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. There's no single right choice of programming language, and there are many factors to consider, including personal preference. WebAssembly 3 now comes with features that make it easier to transpile from other languages. Rust still offers a good performance to effort ratio in my opinion, but you do you. While attempting to learn Japanese, I wrote a command line flashcard database using clap and SQLX. SQLX also have no concrete pronunciation. Clap is a tool for parsing command line arguments as well as providing a common experience across CLI applications. SQLX is another framework for working with databases. It supports async out of the box, but doesn't have the ORM or migration features built into Diesel. My advice is to think of something you're missing in your life, ideally something that's limited in scope and achievable. Plan out how you'd structure the solution and try building it. Over to you. Where you go next is up to you, but I'd honestly love to hear about it. Fierce Quest has a Discord server on which you'll find a community of wonderful, supportive people. Let us know what learning resources you're using or what apps or tools you're building. What's next for Fierce Quest? I've started working on a new collection of videos, software patterns and coding excellence. Space. Space will be less sequential than Iris, and videos should be shorter, so I'm hoping to get my turnaround time down. I'm also going to be making some other changes to the channel. I'll be filming from here from now on, and trying to do more stuff while filming to cut down on editing time. Also, I'd like to do more streaming. We're so close to having the job tracker done. I'd still really like to hear from you though. What am I missing that you'd like to see? My goal here is to be helpful, and I want to know how best to do that. Drop me a comment or pop by the Discord. Other than that, I'll see you in space. Other than that, I'll see you in the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space! Space! Space!
Space!
Space!